We have.
Welcome to the Obscure Reference Show, the only show where your punishment will be more severe.
Stop it.
I can
Stop
do
it.
whatever I want.
I know you can do whatever you want.
If I want to do the Bane voice all the time, I can do it, and I will do it.
Oh, is that what you were trying to do?
Yeah, what did you think I was trying to do?
I don't know. I thought I was like a retarded teacher from the Peanuts.
No. That would be...
I honestly could
Alright,
not tell.
Now do the other one. Do the other one, Drew.
Gotham, I am your reckoning.
Nah, same thing.
You make Bane sound like he's trying to be sexy.
Why, hello there. Are you doing anything after this bomb goes off?
I'm over this part.
Oh, whatever. You guys suck.
So how are you fellas doing?
I'm alright.
Pretty damn good, lads.
Patrick?
I'm okay. I'm okay enough to be here and talk about all kinds of nerd stuff that happened this week. A lot of nerd stuff happened this week.
A lot of nerd stuff did happen this week.
Like Facebook trying to turn us into our Ready Player One dystopian future.
Pulling an Oculus Shift on us.
Oh! Bow!
That I was very surprised at how angry
Everyone
that
is.
are never going to use this technology.
You
Was
guys,
that
I'm mad
Facebook
that
required
something
it.
cool is getting more money.
Well, it's not necessarily that it's getting more money. It's who it's getting the money from, and a lot of people hate.
It's getting money from the people that run Facebook, like the people that all these people are mad are giving all their private information to willingly anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But
I'm mad
that's-
about the company that I use on a daily basis
I think
buying something.
more people are upset about the sudden disappearance of the independent spirit of the thing.
Yeah, it definitely did go from like this is going to be an open, software and technology. Anyone can do anything they want with it once it's out of beta to like now Facebook owns it, and it's going to be commercially sold.
And I can watch people's babies in virtual reality.
As someone who has a baby, that's going to be cool.
It's just going to be going to be like poke. I'm poking my friends now. Oh, I can really see them.
Imagine all the X, Y, and Z axes of pictures of food that you can explore.
Oh, that's absolutely true.
Oh, because Facebook does own Instagram, don't they? So.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I want to know how excited Sony was when this was announced, and just watching this.
See, I don't know, because I think Sony Sony knows that the injection of money from Facebook is going to be crazy go nuts university big, and therefore.
But that doesn't mean it's going to get the talent. I mean, Notch I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, but Notch is a very particular case.
I understand that, but
Minecraft
I
might
want you
be
to feel the same way he does.
Minecraft might be a huge, huge, huge game, but its real cultural impact on a global scale is about this big.
I mean, you can.
I don't necessarily agree. I think
Yeah.
Minecraft, from a impact on a cultural scale, has been enormous.
Yeah.
It has
fact that
changed the way that youth approaches video games.
And the fact that people know who Notch is, that a video game designer has become a household
like a
name
Okay.
for middle schoolers. is pretty
Yeah, so
major.
Notch is a household name for high schoolers, middle schoolers, and maybe some older elementary schoolers.
And college students, and we all know him. So
Yeah, but we're nerds. We are
Right, but if non-nerds
True,
know who
but
he
when you
is,
were-
that's the
When
thing.
you were a kid, what developers' names did you know, though?
I didn't. I mean, I probably started
in point.
knowing. I probably started knowing some Final Fantasy developers in when I was in the middle school when I started playing those games. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the fact that Facebook now has a platform to tell everybody else about this thing that likely 90% of the American population, and I'm only using America here, had no clue even existed.
Right.
I have
Sure.
seen that thing on every news outlet for the last few months. Like CNN, it's been on Fox, BBC, it's on the Yahoo front page consistently. Yahoo's
Really?
getting really into games now. Yeah, it's really
I mean,
weird.
granted, I don't really ever look at news ever, but I find that interesting.
News sites are pretty much the only things that are not restricted at my workplace.
I only started seeing it when the news that Facebook bought it out, or when like it was at CES or E3 or wherever it was being demoed every time it was.
No, I saw it long before that. Like it's been in the news.
Yeah.
And the fact that it made that much money off its Kickstarter, I mean, plenty of people know what it is.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, ask your mom if she knows who Notch is and who or what.
Why does it matter who? But that's you're.
Yeah, let's
you're
not really
going-
My
Figure
mother
it out
is
again.
60 years old and does not know anything pop culture-wise from the last 10 years.
I'm just saying that's what I'm saying. I
She
don't
just
think
calls
that,
me that guy from Big Bang. That's what Mom calls me.
I don't think. Well, that's because you've secretly been telling her that that's you on the show. That.
No,
And
she
don't
called
worry
me
about me,
when the
Mom.
show came out, and she's like, "I saw you on TV," and I was like, "What are you talking about? Was there like a news special or something I didn't know about?" And she's like, "No, there's this new show." And by this time, Big Bang Theory had been out for 3 years.
Yeah,
I just
I
don't
don't understand
think
your
that-
point of asking your mom if she knows.
What I'm saying is, I don't think that Facebook's purchase of Oculus VR, Oculus Rift, whatever the name of their company is one. I don't think its impact is going to be as big as everybody thinks it's going to be right now, as far as it being done.
Well, marketing-wise, virtual reality is never going to be a huge thing anyway.
Well, not until it becomes, like, not until it becomes like usable in a sense that it's not invasive.
Right, and because we've been companies have been trying for 20 years to make virtual reality a thing, and
They've been such garbage until now.
pretty much. I mean, now the graphics and the technology can kind of give us sort of what we might want, but I mean, even still, like I think it's still probably about a good 5 to 10 years off being exactly what we would want it to be.
Nah.
I just think as everything shakes out, you're gonna see everything's gonna be similar with Oculus, and people are gonna calm down, and Notch is gonna say, "Okay, I take it back. We're gonna make Minecraft VR for Oculus Rift," and da 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 da.
Sure, I mean, most likely, and I mean, even if you look at, people were losing their minds when Facebook purchased Instagram, and Instagram has not changed since they bought it.
Which some people see as a bad thing.
I don't necessarily think so. I mean, considering it's par for the course, as you know.
And the amount of bitching everyone does when Facebook ever makes the slightest change.
Right.
That's also true.
Like, apparently they changed their interface recently, and I was not at all affected by it.
Right. I was like, oh, it's more gray.
Yeah, I could care less.
Yeah.
I'm still going to avoid using this as much as possible.
We also had a couple of awesome nerdy-themed movie trailers this week.
Yeah, so that was the big thing I was going to bring up was I did finally watch the TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
What'd you think, Patty?
trailer. Well, they did what they had to do in order to sell the movie in teaser format. To my generation, the actual
Show a lot of Megan
Teenage
Fox.
Mutant Ninja. No. You gotta put Mikey up there. He's the most charismatic.
He's a cool dude with attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's joking around. He's like, "Whoa, no."
No, Michelangelo's the party dude. Raphael is the cool.
Well, they're all cool dudes with attitude.
But rude. Raphael is cool but rude.
Right.
No, and I thought it was a
give him a
great little
break.
scene. It's like, it's just a mess. See? I thought that was a really funny gag.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. It is surprisingly. I don't really care as much for the design of the turtles as it's kind of a design we've seen already, so it's not like it's a surprise. But
Well, they just look really bulkier. Like their shoulders are just up higher. It's like
they look like they got pinheads to me.
I think that the design is overall okay, because my thought process was, if you're going to make an attempted realism in this world with these mutant turtles, like they did what they
You hear yourself, Mike.
yeah, I mean, like I've said, if they're going to attempt to make realism,
Yeah. No, I'm on board with what you're saying.
I think that they did exactly what they could. I mean, the '90s movies ones were so cartoony looking that they were great for what they did, but when you want to go like the style that they're going with this one, I think they look just fine. Am I like head over heels in love with the design? No, they look kind of weird, but I think they're supposed to look kind of weird.
Yeah, I think they do too.
Teenagers are weird looking.
Hey,
They're
That
mutants.
is, that is also true.
all we can really thank our lucky stars for is they're not like aliens.
Well, we
Right,
still
we
don't
got some
know that. We
Well,
don't
it's
know
not called
that they're not
Teenage
aliens.
Alien Ninja Turtles.
But
Well,
there was
no.
ooze in the trailer. Ooze is in the trailer, and that is a good sign.
Maybe the
Yeah.
ooze is alien.
And so, like with the conversation we got,
And that's an interesting comment, Mike. Maybe the ooze that turns the turtles into their teenage ninja-ness is an alien ooze.
I'm
It's
okay
not
with it.
alien ooze. It's obviously the byproduct from the 80s industrialism that Captain Planet was trying to stop, but he could not, and thus the turtles were born.
Well,
you
from
think
what,
at any
from what
point
it
they'll
sounds
find-
like is whatever lab this ooze comes from is controlled by the Shredder character.
And apparently April O'Neil's dad. Like they
Yeah, that
they
doesn't bother me at all.
they gotta somehow more involve her. I didn't realize that this movie was not directed by Michael Bay. Michael Bay's only producing. it.
I've been saying that since the beginning. Everyone's like, "Oh, Michael Bay's gonna ruin the Turtles." Like, he's not doing the movie at all.
well he
Who
was
is directing it?
Somebody, some guy.
No, you're saying there's a person doing it?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a team of robots.
I think it's a
No, I don't think it's anyone I
Rhino.
recognize. I'll check into it.
giant angry rhino.
Giant angry rhino.
But yeah, I mean, everyone was all up in arms, and he was never slated to direct this film.
I thought he was at some point.
Guess what?
No, people just assume that because his name's attached to it.
I'm
Well, he is the
derailing.
executive producer, so he does have some sort of extreme authority and power
Well,
over the.
his
the
name
movie.
is the fun. It's at the front of the trailer. It says Michael Bay presents.
Michael Bay presents the
Yeah,
Teenage Mutant
so
Ninja Turtles.
obviously he's got a major part in the film. I mean,
Well, it's the same thing. What everyone thinks that Tim Burton directed Nightmare Before Christmas, and he didn't.
Sweeney Todd was
Jonathan-
one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Do what?
I said Sweeney Todd was one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It was awful. It was so bad. It was so.
It's the
bad.
first time I've ever actively said I'm going to walk out of this theater now.
I love that movie.
We luckily only got it on DVD through Netflix, and it was so
It's awful.
so
it's wretched.
boring. It's so bad, and I hate saying that because I know it is some teenager's favorite movie
It was also
They're
nominated
going-
for an Oscar.
for like costume design or something. Come on,
For
Right.
Johnny Depp, actually.
for best actor.
Yep.
Are you sure?
I call shenanigans on that, but I'm not willing to look it up.
I am.
I'm going to institute the game early this week.
What? It's
Wow,
really-
that's-
Not to stop
like 10
your
minutes into the episode.
mid-show Googling. I know. And the last couple of weeks, the game at the end of the episode has been absolute crap. There's been
So the
I
game
like
with
this.
most
Changing
episodes.
it up!
energy or interest.
Well, we're
So-
also changing it up in that it's only like 8:30 that we're recording this instead of 10. So
Yeah.
we're not. So
We're not
we're all a little more
BT
sober.
Dubs, yes. Johnny Depp was nominated for an Oscar. It was nominated for costume design and art direction.
No one cares.
Oh, yeah.
They must have had a short list of shit to choose from.
Yeah,
that
who
year.
else was nominated alongside Johnny Depp at the
Uh,
Oscars?
Let's see. This
A
was
pillow.
2008. I'm pretty sure that's probably the year Daniel Day-Lewis won.
For what?
So
Did
they
he make a
nominated
movie that year?
just because you're saying because they knew Daniel Day-Lewis was going to win.
No, 2008. Or no, so 2007. I was right. Daniel Day-Lewis won for There Will Be Blood. He was also got George Clooney for Michael Clayton, Tommy Lee Jones, and Viggo Mortensen for Eastern Promises.
Wow.
So I was also nominated that year because there was nothing else that was going to be.
Have you
Lewis-
seen There Will Be Blood or Eastern Promises?
There will be blood. It's pretty great.
Yeah,
Eastern
that wasn't a
Promises
feature
too.
film though, Drew. That was a short film. Weenland Shenanigans was a group effort. We were all part of it, so it wasn't.
You know, it's
you.
funny that you use the term group effort for that. Because
I did most of the work.
The heavy lift, but I mean, there's Different parts. All right, so
This game.
this week, I have got a whole buffet of new games because I'm trying to revitalize this
Is it a
obscure
Jimmy?
reference. This is a take on an old game, but it's new. You know how we've played Would You Rather on this game?
Yes, we failed at it last time.
Yeah.
You recall? Yes, you recall. It was pretty terrible. This game.
Would I rather
is still
play
puppy.
it again or play something different?
This game is called Would They Rather. So I've already taken.
You
Would
look so
Rather,
proud of yourself while you say that too.
Would They Rather?
I thought of something.
I've gotten the responses from hundreds of thousands of people to Would You Rather questions, and you guys have got to tell me which way the majority went.
Oh,
What is the more popular? All right, so it's same Would You Rather kind of questions, but you guys say what did the majority of people on the internet, in particular, yourather.com, I think. So here we go. Question number
I
one.
love that website.
Would you rather punch every trick or treater that knocks on your door in the face, or
I'll go with that
B,
one.
answer the door for trick or treaters completely naked?
Oh no! Ooh.
Punch
I
in the
think
face.
I think more people would be naked than punch kids.
I
in
think
the
more people
face.
punch in the face.
Drew is going naked.
So it's really a catch-22 because you're either getting to jail on assault charges or
Yes.
you're going to jail as like a
Megan's
sex
Law.
offender. So here's what I'm going to say: by the time you punch your first child in the face, someone's calling the cops, and they're like, "Yo, you can't punch kids; you're going to jail."
Work it out.
Sure, that's like a stain on your judgment forever, but it's not like you have to go around to your neighbors every time you move and say, "Hey, I answered the door naked on Halloween." So I'm gonna go with punching.
Yeah, you won't have to. You won't have to then go and say, "Hi, I'm legally required to tell you that."
Which
I
is
moved
Megan's
in."
Law, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Drew, you picked B. So what are you saying?
I just don't want to punch kids in the face.
You'd rather show
you
me
do.
your
You
ding dong?
liar!
You found out something new about Drew tonight, everybody. He likes walking
All right. Well,
around naked.
what's the answer?
The answer is indeed 54% of people would rather just come to the door completely nude.
Oh,
than
so
punch
really?
children
I
in
still
the face.
won. Oh,
Drew picks up a point. Going to number 2. Not really a difficult decision, just interesting to think about. Would you rather watch Sherlock or watch Doctor Who?
Sherlock.
Sherlock or Doctor Who?
I think more people picked Doctor Who.
I also
Sure, more
think.
people pick Doctor Who, and I forgot that we're choosing that way. So Doctor Who.
I'm
I'm
sorry,
also going
but
to say.
you've already locked in your answer. So
Oh man,
we're
it's a-
going with that one.
I'm going to say Doctor Who as well.
Doctor Who, and I think Miles said Doctor Who. If you guys just blurt out answers, I'm writing them down. Mike is correct in that more people said Sherlock.
you know what that is?
53 to
That's
47.
straight up zeitgeist.
Another.
Yeah, I think because Sherlock is shorter and it doesn't have all the sci-fi stuff that some people don't like.
There's not as much
Yeah.
BS to wade through.
Which one is your mom more likely to watch?
Oh, does your mom even know who Notch is?
The real, the real pulse of the nation. What's mom watching?
That's should be
That is part of the reason, Patrick, why The Big Bang Theory is one of the #1 shows on television, because everybody's moms and aunts are watching it.
the Zoombas.
I know so many moms that like that show.
Yeah, exactly.
Question 3. Would you rather watch your favorite movie on repeat for one full day, or watch Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist once?
I would never want to watch that movie again. I will watch my favorite movie for one full day on repeat.
I will watch my favorite movie for one full day on repeat, easily.
I think more people will pick to watch Nick and Nora because it's a
No!
fucking movie.
If that is true, I am going to scream.
I own that movie.
I am also answering for myself instead of what the
That's
population
fine. That's
would say,
fine.
but
Whatever way you want to play the
But
game.
if the population wants to watch Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist once, then they are wrong. They're wrong.
They're
It's
wrong.
just- they're wrong.
Straight up wrong.
We're talking like a full day.
yeah,
I don't care.
as
What?
opposed to 90 minutes. I like that movie. I own that movie.
Oh, Miles!
I've never seen it, but apparently
You son of a bitch! That is
Miles-
the most garbage shit movie I have ever seen.
Mike is just so like betrayed right now.
Now, Mike-
that woke up
How
like
did
the
you-
dogs.
No, I want clarification. Mike says it's garbage shit. Is that garbage that you eat and turn into shit, or is it garbage made of shit?
It is all of it. It is.
So it's like a
So
Garbage-
dogs having a problem back there.
I know. Don't make fun of my dog that almost died, so he has health problems.
Oh,
Oh.
they're about to get their cuddle on.
Stuck it.
Snuggle, snuggle, up in. Oh.
What did people say? Don't make me lose faith in humanity again.
Of course, obviously, 71% of people said they would rather watch their favorite movie for a full day.
Thank you.
71% of people.
Oh.
So, question 4. This is a tough one. Would you A, rather fight a wolf with your bare hands? Or
I've done
would
that.
you
so.
rather fight a large bear, not a small bear, a large bear with a sword?
Oh.
Hold
A
on.
wolf.
A wolf with your
Yeah.
hands, just you and the wolf duking out. Or large bear, very large, a sword.
Yeah, I've seen what bears do to people. I'm gonna go with wolf.
So, as someone who's been bitten by dogs multiple times before,
Mhm.
I know how strong they are, especially when they
Pissed.
are pissed. I would rather have a weapon and try to fuck up a bear.
Well,
that
Mike,
bear.
Mike, remember, we're not answering for us. We're answering for what the
I
gross.
know, but I'm also hoping
Hey.
that these people are smart.
There
I
are many
think-
ways
I
to play
think
this
that-
game.
I think that more people would say sword and bear just because you might get a stabbing motion
That's
going.
what I'm
and
thinking. That's what I'm
Be
thinking.
able to. I mean, it
All
depends
right.
on the sword, I guess. If you have like a little tiny rapier, that might not do much against a bear. But if you've got like a katana, you might be able to do something.
Maybe if you... We're talking
What
about
about a
American
shotgun
bear.
and a chair?
The percentage breakdown here was 82-18%, if that gives you any indication. Miles has not gotten one correct yet. It was
Oh.
a bear with a sword. Bear sword combo.
My pulse is just not on the finger of the America.
Bear scored combo.
All right, we're talking about indigestion.
Guys, what
we're
if
talking
bears
about
had
gas.
swords? What if bears had
What if their teeth were
swords?
tiny daggers and their claws were little daggers too?
Just all
And
daggers.
they all had
like all over.
katanas. They all had katanas
Mhm.
and rapiers
I
Okay.
mean,
and epes
Next question.
epes.
and
Uh,
claymores
French
and
bears.
claymore mines. What if bears had claymore mines? They would steal all the
What if
pictures.
Patrick,
bears
let's go to
have
the next
Claire
question.
Danes?
So, question 5.
I don't know Claire Danes' body of work enough to make a joke about that.
Dude, all you gotta do is watch Romeo and Julieta.
Mm.
And Stardust.
The Baz Luhrmann one.
Oh, dude, she was so hot in Stardust.
Yes, sir.
A, would you rather get
Was
gas?
she in that TV show?
Oh, Drew.
that,
Oh, Drew. No,
The,
Drew, you shut up right
My
now.
so-called life.
Now,
Okay.
My
my
so-called life. That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Delaire
Yeah.
Canes.
Okay.
I don't care about Clarice Danes.
Jared
Um,
Leto.
Now, you talk about some Jared Leto, we can have a whole conversation. But question 5 is, would you rather
we learned
get
something
gas every time you're around the sex you're attracted to, not the opposite sex?
Wait,
the
what?
sex.
Repeat that.
Would you rather get gas,
Pass gas.
flatulence, every time you're around the sex you're attracted to, or burp after every time you kiss someone? Which end are we talking about here? What are people going to pick?
I think
Burp.
more people are going to pick the burp just because if you're going to kiss someone, you think maybe you're a little closer to them, maybe you can explain the situation ahead of time.
Do you think you could find love if, like, after every single kiss, it's like, bleh?
Do you think you can find love after every time you pass a female you farted?
Do you think you can find love blooming on a battlefield?
I don't want to wait for my.
I've got Drew's answer locked in. I need a Miles and a Mike.
I,
Burp or fart, gentlemen.
I said burp.
Or fart. Burp.
I said burp. It was the first thing I said.
Miles. Drew. Mike.
What's up here?
Are you actually passing said gas?
I'm thinking yes, you have to.
I'm gonna go.
Look at Mike deep in thought.
If my farts don't stink,
I think you can safely assume that your farts do stink.
I have pretty clean emissions. Thank you very much.
You're like a hybrid when it comes to flatulence.
Um,
You're the Toyota Prius of gassy dudes.
I'm gonna go with So it's either every time you kiss you burp, or every time you're just near them.
Every time you're near someone you're attracted to, you fart.
Yes.
All right, I'll go burp.
All right, everyone's gone burp, so this question is basically struck. It was indeed burp.
Yeah, I got one.
Very slim margin. It doesn't count because everyone else got it right. This one.
I don't care. It's a moral victory.
Put on your thinking caps, gents. Would you rather have a spouse with trees as arms, big old trees as arms, or have a spouse with alligator arms? Trees as arms or gator arms?
Do I want creepy or splinters?
Well, yeah. So I'm thinking alligator arms because they might be potentially useful.
Yeah. I'm going to go with alligator arms, too.
Mm-hmm.
I think people will pick trees because they're less threatening, though.
People may pick trees because they're less threatening, but it's just the arms. And alligator skin is smoother than
And icky.
tree bark.
I agree. I'm going to say trees. I think people will say trees.
All right,
I'm saying alligator skin.
I've locked in your answers. I heard you guys talking.
Patrick,
Miles.
Alligator arms. Alligator arms.
Someone cut his mic. Can we cut his mic? The answer is indeed tree arms.
That's dumb.
What? That's dumb. This is dumb.
53% to 47%. It was a tight one.
People are like, oh, alligators, oh.
That's what I was going on.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen a tree trying to eat a bird that landed on it?
Yep.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying.
Would you rather lick a public bathroom floor
Jesus.
or lick a public bathroom stall handle? You're going to have to lick one of them. What do people pick?
People are probably going to pick stall handle because people piss on the floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that too.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I've had some uncontrollable pee boners, and I mean the handle is not getting spared in that
In
equation.
a public place?
More in
He's
public
an animal.
than private.
Respect.
Why am I
Look,
getting
this is a
boners
primal
in my own
sexual
bathroom?
being we're talking
How
to.
awkward was your run into the bathroom?
Not awkward
Or did
at
you
all.
just
Did you have
flaunt
your
it?
binder with you?
This is the best time for my fiance to come in. Awful time, Sawyer. Talking about pee boners. Ooh. Ooh la la.
All right. So is it it's the stall handle? So it's before they've had a chance to wash their hands.
Most definitely. Most def.
And what part of the bathroom floor are you licking?
Any part.
I mean, they're all bad.
So I could go
That's
with
not true because the part under the urinal is much, much worse than the part maybe
under the sink.
door. Yeah.
There's no further definition to these
All right.
questions. This is
So
what
I
people
think
are
it's
voting
safe
on.
to assume it is going to be a gross part of the floor.
Well, since it's not defined clearly, I'm going to assume that there is no predestined place of licking for the floor, so I'm going floor.
But I also think that the floor is just going to be inherently dirtier than a handle in any circumstance.
But what about people who like get shit on their hands and then go like unlock the door handle?
Yeah, but you've still got everybody's grime and grit and just stuff that settles on the floor and.
Oh, God, this is the worst question.
You know,
What's the answer, Patrick?
I need your answers before I give you.
I gave you mine.
I gave you mine as well.
I'm guessing. All right, so Drew, you're going door handle
I'm going handle.
and Miles.
Handle.
Handle is the correct answer with
Finger on the pulse.
Whopping a tongue on the pulse. Whopping 58 to 42%, which means Drew is this week's winner with 5 answered correctly. He knows what people would do in situations.
That was fun. I enjoyed that. Also, this is probably the better Would You Rather questions we've had in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now what do we do?
We haven't talked about the second awesome trailer this week.
Oh, what's the awesome? What?
X-Men.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I still haven't watched that
came out
trailer.
pretty early.
Oh, it's good, Mike. You'll enjoy it.
I was already excited for the movie, but this one really kind of hammered home my excitement just because it was more of a full look of what we're getting into.
I still think there's so much about this movie that could go wrong. I
That's
hold
any
out.
movie.
I hold out hope. Nah, it's not any movie. I mean, yeah. Any
Yeah,
movie can be
there's
bad.
so much that could go wrong in any movie after a trailer.
But there's so much happening in this film.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
okay.
If you go back and watch all of the X-Men movies that are out so far, I think that they're all serviceable. I've never been blown away by one. So as long as I get a movie of that quality, I'll be okay with it.
Even X-Men First Class still had January Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it's be perfect, but I mean, X-Men First Class was a very busy movie too.
What's that, Patrick?
It's there's just so much hatred for her January Jones.
Well deserved.
Well,
I'm sorry, Jay Jones.
Friend of the show, Jay Jones.
Friend of the show, Jay Jones. You know, what would happen if she actually found out they were talking so much crap about her and then wanted to come on? Would we do the January Jones interview?
Absolutely.
I love January Jones.
I'd
yes.
say, why are you wasting your time listening to us? And secondly,
When you could be getting acting lessons.
right.
Oh!
That would be
Because,
great if there was like some kind of like website or TV show where they're like, here's a podcast where a bunch of like lazy nerds are talking about people's acting skills and we put them to the test and made them interview that person.
At that point, I would just get like super drunk before we do it, and then.
So what else is new, Miles?
Oh!
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm getting pretty tired. I'm getting sleepier and sleepier as the show goes on.
We're eating, so you're definitely gonna have that food coma.
Oh, it's so warm and delicious.
What are you eating?
Food. I mean, if you wanna, it's a veggie bake.
Okay.
Wow. So we got my potatoes. Got some potatoes, red skin potatoes, squash, spinach, cauliflower, and then down the bottom, delicious steak.
Cauliflower's good.
I've never liked it. Do love steak though, but yeah. So this X-Men movie, from what I hear of the beginning, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, I read the spoilers for the beginning too, and it is absolutely what I assumed would happen.
Yeah.
No
But
spoilers that we're going to share here, I guess. But
Nah, I wouldn't.
But if you think about a movie where there is a possible post-apocalyptic future where someone is sent back into the past, what do you assume is going to happen in the beginning?
Or if you're at all familiar with the story that this movie's based on.
I don't know that I am now that I think about it.
It's only 2 issues actually.
And we should since we all have access to Marvel Unlimited and it's on Marvel Unlimited, we should do a More You Nerd episode. I'm sure we can
Special
get
edition
in.
before the movie comes out.
Yeah, it's late May, so we could easily do that.
Oh, we got our first question from a listener, Patrick. Nerd off Patrick. Yeah.
Hey.
Who wins in a 1v1 fight? Captain
Me.
Malcolm Reynolds or Buffy? Rules: no weapons or of any kind. just in a straight up cage match.
I'm gonna
Buffy.
go Buffy.
Buffy, no
absolutely.
contest.
Yeah.
Buffy's a
'Cause-
superhero.
Buffy has special super strength and superpowers.
Yeah,
Well,
she was
so
just a
let's
gun.
say she just had her her ability to be let's say she just had her agility and her
Okay, so
movesets,
if you
right?
want to, do you want to take away her super strength?
Sure, yes.
But she still has her fighting ability.
yes,
I
she
still think she
wins.
takes it.
I'd still
I
say
still think she
Because
takes it.
Malcolm Reynolds is so sure of himself all the time that that is his greatest flaw, and then he will get his ass kicked by a woman, and that'll be the funniest part of the episode. And then it's quirky as they eventually fall in love.
I don't know if Buffy would fall for Malcolm Reynolds
In this episode, this special edition crossover episode, they do.
because
Yeah.
he looks vaguely like Caleb
She
from
does
season 7 of Buffy.
look a little like
She
Caleb.
falls for bad boys. She would definitely.
That's true. That's true. The first guy she slept with did try to kill her.
Yeah,
Oh,
and-
Well,
I remember
we've
that.
opened in that boat.
When the 16-year-old, yeah, we have been in that situation.
The first man I tried to sleep with definitely tried to kill me. He was not expecting
yeah,
that.
but he
that,
didn't-
that was a weird weekend, dude.
Oh yeah, that was you.
Yeah,
You're
it
going
was
by
the deadliest game.
your Mexican wrestling name then, so I get the.
I saw what you did there, Mike.
What's that?
I saw what you did there.
Yeah.
What were we
But
talking
yeah,
about?
no, Buffy would still win either way.
Buffy.
I
Now,
think
what
that's-
about-
I think
what
that's
about-
easily the case?
Han Solo versus Malcolm Reynolds.
Are we talking New Hope Han Solo or Jedi Han Solo?
We're talking like the prime of his life.
Official
See,
canon.
here's the thing: if you've got no weapons, I don't know that I mean, is Han Solo involved in any fight where he doesn't have a blaster in the movies? I can't remember.
I think he punched out a stormtrooper in the first one.
And in the third.
I think it's the
takes
trick
out-
question because I think it would be a draw because they're the exact same.
Exact same
person.
person, yeah.
I did love that episode where Malcolm Reynolds stepped on that big slug's tail.
I like how smuggling in both of these universes is just having a hidden compartment, just like tucked away, like under the stairs. Like that's all it takes to beat, people who
smuggler?
have technology to go between galaxies. Just have like
but
a
they're
little,
but they still have just a cubby
little
hole.
hole. Yeah,
Hidey
like,
hole.
it couldn't be like a
Hidey
pocket
hole.
dimension, like in the bowel of their ship, where it's impossible to like get anything unless you have like a quantum code. No, it's a literal hole in both of their ships. Sad.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. I think that both of those characters put the smug in smuggling.
Oh.
So Patrick expressed
Wait,
confusion.
no. Isn't that the end of the show? That joke. Are we moving on to something? Anything else?
Oh yes, Patrick in the chat room. Buffy definitely has super strength. That's why she's the vampire slayer. She is the chosen one. She has.
Well, then how would Malcolm Reynolds even stand a chance?
Exactly. I don't think he knew that she had super strength. I think he just thought it was like her learning her skills as a fighter. But no, she does actually have super strength, and it's a big
Has
focus
she-
in the first 2 seasons. There's
She's got strength. She heals real fast. She gets premonitions.
there's a specific episode where she is drugged so that she does not have her strength, and she's put through a trial to kill a vampire without it.
It's actually the Watchers. Her Watchers put her through that test.
Yes.
It's some sort of nonsense. Because that's a
Did we
smart
watch that
thing
episode
to do.
for the show?
No, I've just seen it.
No, I thought that was one of the episodes we watched.
Oh, definitely was not. Because I don't think that's until like season 2, maybe even season 3.
It is in season 2, but we watched a variety of episodes that Rebecca picked from season 2.
Yeah, that one was not one of them. I think that's a season 3 episode, dude.
Which
I don't think
episode?
that's in season 2.
No, it's definitely in season 2 because
This is the
Faith
worst
is season 3, and Faith is not around in that one.
That's true.
I think it's called Lie to Me. I'm pretty sure we did watch that episode.
We definitely did not. No.
I'm gonna confer to your.
You can look it
lady.
up. I don't think you're gonna.
Back to Google. It's great airtime when we're like, we gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
Let's look up our own goddamn show. Did we actually fucking do this?
This is worse than when we're just silent as we're thinking of answers in the games. That's just punchy radio, honestly. At least if you tune in for the video, you can see us like, I wonder. Tremendous acting coming out of me right now. Infamous Second Son is a really good game, you guys. You should all play it because it's really, really good. And it's
Buy me a
really,
PS4.
really pretty. It is super pretty. It is super good. And it is definitely the best PS4 game. And I would argue, even though I have yet to play a lot of next-generation games on the Xbox Uno, the best next-generation title.
I do have some questions about Infamous Second Son, so probably a little bit before I play it. Story-wise, how connected is it to the first two?
It's a few years after the second game, and it's loosely associated, but the stuff that happened in that game, specifically the good ending, I think, is what is taken as the canon as they move forward.
Okay. And do they do a better job of like making sure that the shit you do, like the choices you do, actually matter?
It is the most black and white choices that you can possibly imagine.
You know.
The first choice in the game is you can do this really cool, noble, awesome thing, or you can just be evil, bro. Just be evil. And it's choices like that. It is, but I grow to accept that from Infamous games, so it's not.
Yeah, that's actually true. But in the first one, I think they had a couple gray area choices. Like you can choose to save this person, or you can save your girlfriend.
Well, no, that gray area choice, that specific one, was it was a gotcha, because no matter what you chose,
yes, yeah,
it was going to be a bad news. It was bad news bears.
So it's all black. How are the powers? What are the powers? Are they kind of interesting, or are they still
I've
electrical based?
only got two of them so far. Now this guy's power is that he siphons the powers from other people with powers.
He's like a rogue.
Yeah.
That's not a rogue, not like a rogue, like a character class.
No,
yeah.
I know you meant.
But I've only got two of them, and there are four of them, I think, that are going to be in the game. I haven't had a ton of time to play yet, but Smoke is cool. It looks real pretty. It's basically fire powers, and you throw smoke at people, and they cough, and then you punch them in the face, which is neat. And then Neon is so pretty. You basically shoot neon bolts at people, and you wrap them up in like neon crazy nonsense. How does it work?
The particle effects when you draw out those neon powers are just nuts.
Dude, they are so cool.
I can't wait to eventually play that.
I somehow, when I got super close to my camera, caused it to refocus, and now I'm fuzzy, and I don't know how to get to focus back. This kind of sucks. Anyway.
Yeah, good for audio.
Patrick asked, Cole from Infamous versus Static Shock. Who wins?
Who's Static Shock?
Cole
DC
wins.
character. Well, we know who Mike's rooting for.
So I've always enjoyed the Infamous games. I have never liked Cole as a character.
He's terrible. He's the worst.
I didn't mind Cole so much.
Oh God, I hated his voice actor. I hated the way he looked.
Did you hate his second
actually-
voice actor? Because they changed it for the second.
They were both bad. I actually liked the new Cole look when they brought it out, and before they changed it back, because I really never liked that Cole character.
I always dug him.
He's just.
He looks like Jason Statham, kind of.
And he talks like this. He talks like Batman.
Yeah, he does. What about as far as
It's overall a less cartoony game, as far as like the overall art style.
so there's no like sidekick going like, "Hey man, how's it going?"
No, at least not so far. There's no like Elvis impersonator dude that's always hanging around with you.
Hey man,
which I
come on,
kinda-
powers too.
Which I kind of missed because was Zeke his name? That was his name.
Yeah, Zeke. I liked Zeke.
I liked Zeke a lot.
I was actually a big fan of both Infamous games.
Yeah, I barely got into Infamous 2. I got it on PS Plus when it was out for that. And
Me too.
Infamous 1 though.
So let me ask
Really
you
good.
that there's a. I guess we can't really go down that rabbit hole without spoiling a lot of stuff, but just the ending of Infamous 2, and like.
Let me just tell you, there is nothing in Infamous Second Son that directly mentions, at least of what I have played so far, that directly mentions what happened in Infamous 1 or Infamous 2, save that conduits, the people with powers, exist.
What about the Beast?
And there was some sort of thing that happened. I have not heard the Beast mentioned.
Okay, because that was always something that I thought was really, really stupid in Infamous 2. So I'm glad that they kind of abandoned that.
Well, but here's the thing.
Too.
Here's the thing. There is, however, a series of missions that I have not even redeemed yet. They were pre-order bonuses for certain retailers.
For the Cole stuff?
That are basically... It's not for the Cole stuff. It's basically missions where Delsin, the character of Second Son, is finding out what happened.
Right, and it's
to
like
Cole.
through a series of like audio logs.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Well, that's kind of cool.
However, there are a bunch of electronic stores in Seattle where the game is placed, and it's Cole McGee's Electronics.
Oh, that's cool.
So you get a little.
Is there like not a secret agent, but like a government agency involvement like there was in the last one?
You are fighting against a government agency called the DUP, the Department of Something Protection.
Yup.
The DUP, or DUP, they call it the DUP. And they have basically taken over Seattle because in the wake of what happened in Infamous 2, they have basically started this task force that they don't call them conduits, they call them bioterrorists, and they are hunting them down and imprisoning them, et cetera, et cetera.
Huh. That's
Conduits
pretty
did 9/11.
9/11 was an inside job by conduits.
Whoa.
Yeah, I haven't done too much gaming recently outside of our challenge for Thomas Was Alone, which we all know we all loved.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes either.
Because I haven't played it.
Mike, did you get that on your Xbox?
No, I don't even know if I'm gonna bother. Like, I feel like the videos that I've watched of the playthroughs are enough for me to have been like, okay, I saw what I needed to get out of that.
Oh, it's so good though. It's Metal Gear, man. It's Metal Gear.
So Patrick asked a very good question. He's a quick side question. Are you guys ever going to do the D&D stuff? I would love to see that.
It's coming this year. It's coming this year. We got to get through Patrick's wedding first. Like our Patrick's wedding. I don't know, Patrick. Are you, Nerd Off Patrick, are you getting married this year? Congratulations if you are.
If so, why didn't you invite us?
So,
and it's also up to Patrick to create our Patrick to create a story.
dude, I could shit out a story right now. Do you want to play right now? We can
I
play.
I do not want to see
do
that.
you a story.
I'll find dice. It'll happen.
It's coming this year. It's going to happen. We will probably broadcast live like we're doing right now just because we seem to have gotten a little bit of a hang for this.
Yeah, that makes actually good sense. We can do the More You Nerd kind of live when we have time, like on a weekend.
The only thing that's going to be difficult is dice rolling. Maybe there's a Google Hangout plugin for dice rolling. I don't know.
There are
Or we can just get Patrick to do it.
I was about to say we can either do where I roll everything. You don't have to do anything, or we can play in.
I kind of want the joy of rolling a D12 or D20.
Or
We'll buy
Patrick,
one then.
you got to fly
An
down
actual
here.
dice.
We'll all meet up in Atlanta.
Or you could just go buy a cheap one from like a nearby hobby store, Drew. You sound like a baby.
I would
like
very
a
much love
dumb
to
fat
play.
baby.
I would very much love to play D&D. I've always wanted to play and I never have.
Same here.
Yeah. Well, we'll set it up.
I'm ready to get the Thunder Child out there.
Did we agree that like
nicknamed
Drew
my
was like
character.
Mike and I's baby?
Oh crap! I'm gonna have to re-listen to that episode before we do this.
I forgot everything. I just remember you guys kept fucking me over.
I don't even remember my character's name or what class they
it was
were.
like
I think I was an
6 years
elf
ago.
thief.
I'm a halfling, or a gnome, whatever.
All I remember is everything that I wanted to do, I was told, nope, it's already been picked.
Grim,
Hey,
the Thunder Child,
I
Valley
tried
Wicket.
to offer you.
I know you did. You were trying to be stand up. And I was just like, at every turn, I was like, I want to do this. Nope. God damn it.
Oh, Miles, I'm so sorry.
No, you're not. I can see you, asshole.
If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, then we'd all be able to play D&D the way we wanted to, or something.
That's how the expression goes.
That's how I've always heard it.
Okay.
It was weird when people said that before D&D was actually created. They're like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, I don't know yet.
Patrick, it's not that weird because D&D meant something else before then, but the term has been lost.
Yeah.
This is a family show. We can't say what it,
It
actually
was-
stood for.
This is not a family show.
Dixon Dingleberries.
Dehydration and disease is what it stood for in the
Ugh.
1500s.
What does that have to do with berries and nuts?
They were just weird back then.
Yeah. But the berries had a different meaning too. So
Yeah. It was Chuck Berry.
Let's twist again.
Hey, it's your cousin Marvin.
Marvin Berry.
So
Oh, that's awful. That is awful. What else happened this week, guys?
I don't know, man. We are scrounging for airtime.
Yeah, what's funny is because I remember thinking we had so much to talk about, and then Patrick derails us with this game in the middle of the fucking episode.
Good. I wanted to do that.
No, we were talking about the Ninja Turtles, and then game time.
I mean, I've been playing a ton of Dark Souls 2 still. I'm getting very close to being done with my first playthrough.
Oh, really?
I have been also playing Diablo 3 again, but not the new expansion.
Diablo. I haven't got the expansion either, Mike. But how good is that new loot system?
Oh my god, dude. The whole time we've been talking, I've been playing it.
Oh,
and-
seriously?
You fucking son of a bitch!
No wonder the
I've
connection.
been wondering what you've been looking at, because I keep seeing your eyes move.
And I've found
clackety,
two
clackety,
legendaries.
clackety.
I found 2 legendaries, and it's just great, you guys. My monk is looking pretty good.
What
It's
difficulty?
America. I applaud his ingenuity.
I'm playing a monk, a female monk named Sheik, and I'm playing on hard right now.
I am playing a male monk named Anyang. I'm on expert right now. I tried the one that was higher than that.
So I
forget
will
what it's
say
called.
that playing on hard feels like I'm playing on normal. Like, it's pretty easy.
Well, if you look at everything, hard is where it's like, okay, this is the baseline, and
So
everything
it's like
else is
Halo,
less
where it's
and
like
more.
hard is the way it should be played. It's like, well, why don't you just call it normal if that's the way it should be played?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's weirder because they used to do the thing where you played on the normal mode and you had to play through that before you could choose the next difficulty. You played through that before you could choose the next difficulty, on and on and on. It's just so funny because I was playing on the next difficulty up when I had stopped playing, and they reconfigured all of that, and I was getting murdered, just murdered. So
Well,
I
it's
dropped
also
it down.
super weird that you can change the difficulty down, but you can't change it up in the middle of a game.
Yeah, you have to log out and log back in to change the difficulty of the game. But so I went all the way down to hard. Finally immediately started getting gear that was a tremendous upgrade of what I had,
Mm-hmm.
and then I could go back up to expert.
Yeah, it's crazy how much different it is with Loot 2.0, and like it makes the game feel like Diablo again. The auction house, it really just makes me realize how much the auction house ruined Diablo 3.
Yeah, because they based the whole loot system around that. You would never get anything.
Nothing. I never found anything useful in the game,
And
and now like useful stuff drops like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, and my wife Rebecca, she played Diablo 3 a lot more than I did, and she was on the auction house. She was buying stuff. She had a character outfitted with mostly legendaries pre-Loot 2.0, and just the amount of gold that must have taken. She didn't spend any real money because why would you? But yeah, it's so much.
I have a question mainly for Drew right now, because you're the only person with a. Oh no, I guess Mike does too. A next gen system. With the report that they are possibly putting The Last of Us on PS4, is that something that interests you as a gamer?
Since I haven't played Last of Us, yes.
For me, no, because I experienced that story and it already looks phenomenal on the PS3.
Right, and okay, I haven't played or really seen much from the Tomb Raider for next
Definitive
gen.
edition.
Yeah. Does it make that much of a difference since the game's already been built for a previous generation?
Demtress effects.
I don't know. I don't really care. Like you know, like there's not really any games. It's amazing that we're getting like HD updates of like HD updates.
Right.
And so it's just an interesting kind of period to be in, like this, like, oh, we need to port our next gen. Well,
Yeah, I guarantee you in the
waiting for
next 3 months you're going to get a Grand Theft Auto 5 announcement for Xbox
Oh, yeah,
One
for
and
sure.
PS4. It's
Yeah.
going to happen. Maybe alongside a PC port because they don't have one of those either. It's going to happen. There's
I'm
no
just
getting
really
around it.
hoping that they kind of do that thing where it's like, hey, you know, since you already own one, maybe you could pay a little bit less for the new version
I don't think they can do that now.
anymore. It's
Anymore.
too far gone.
Yeah, I think so too. And well, 'cause my thing is, if they were really doing something interesting to The Last of Us, like if it was really going to be like that much of an upgrade, I would wait until it were cheaper. Like I wouldn't go out and buy it week one. But
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't. They will.
but at the
charge
same
$60
time, like I
for it,
played the
just don't know
story
how they
on a
can.
great system as it is.
Right.
So for me, like they would have to offer me something else outside of the damn DLC for me to really give a shit.
Right.
I don't think,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's for people that played it on PS3.
I don't think it is either.
I think it's for people like me that somehow missed it because instead of buying PS3 games at the end of the PS3 life cycle, I was saving for the PS4, and
Right.
I bought the PS4 at launch, and I missed Last of Us. I missed that Ellen Page game that I heard was
Beyond
not
Two Souls.
great, which I don't think they're going to be doing a PS4 upres. But yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know. It seems weird, but I think it also is probably more of a thing to see if they can build a game for next gen. But yeah,
If
Yeah,
I
I
could
mean-
pay the difference for like Dark Souls on a next gen console, I totally would though.
you might see Dark Souls 2 with dim lighting
They've been
effects.
so cagey about that.
Speaking of Dark Souls, Patrick in the chat room is having problems with the two gargoyles in Dark Souls 1, and I had the same problem. And I got a question for you, Patrick. Are you using
Gold pine resin.
I didn't use gold pine resin.
Oh, that'll do the trick too. That's good stuff.
What weapon are you using? Did you get the Drake sword, or did you free Lautrec?
He said he freed he met Solaire. I don't know if he's met Lautrec yet or not.
Oh wait,
but-
no, Lautrec didn't help you in that fight, or at least I couldn't figure
Solaire does.
out. Solaire does.
They both are summonable, but Solaire just beasts them.
He basically keeps for the most part. I think he died when I was fighting him when I was fighting the gargoyles. But
That's awful. He's got a great storyline.
Yeah, he didn't die. Neither of them died for me there. And also, depending on when they are, if they die in boss fights, they don't necessarily die in the game.
That's true.
yeah, I mean, if you die and resurrect over and over again, it seems like they would. But
No, I mean there are some opportunities for like characters for NPCs to die during summonable battles that you can't finish their storyline.
that's sad. Praise the sun.
Sun
But yeah.
Bros!
But yeah, he was having trouble with the bosses, and I asked him if he had summoned either of them. He said no, and I was like, yeah, Patrick, if you summon especially both of them, the fight will be over in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and
I'll tell
you
you.
won't have to swing your sword once.
As the most inexperienced Dark Souls player of the people talking about Dark Souls, I summoned Solaire. I had him because I was able, without summoning anybody, to get one of the gargoyles almost down, but then the one that breathes fire would come in and just take me out as soon as I was almost done with that one. But I had Solaire kind of basically focus his stuff to distract at least one of them so I could take it down faster, so then I could take the other one down. If that makes sense.
I miss the days when 2 gargoyles was a problem.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about the bosses in Dark Souls 2, because I hear they are pretty intense.
There's a lot of them that feel like they were designed specifically for co-op.
That's what I've been told too, and I kind of hate that.
Which is kind of a bummer because there's times where you really want to persevere and you really want to be like you want that victory achieved. And there's a lot of times where I've struggled through it and still soloed bosses, and it's it took a long time, but you eventually get there. But there are other ones where it's just so impossible, where you just have to summon. And the bad thing about that is, as soon as you have one other person, they're like aggroing the boss, and then you were free to just kind of like ping pong him between you. Like, I'm gonna aggro and you hit, then you aggro and I hit, and it becomes much less of a challenge. I've very rarely died when I've summoned someone, and we officially bored Patrick out of the podcast.
Yeah,
Oh,
he muted his microphone and everything.
But it's still great. I still have had opportunities to solo and feel like a straight up boss.
That kind of disappoints me. Like, I mean, just because to me that game was always about being so singular. And
I mean, but to you it was, but not to everybody, because that's why you can summon.
I know. I don't know. I guess because there's so few games where I feel like the single player is really cherished, which is why I'm so thankful for Arkham Knight not having a multiplayer, and that
we'd be getting into that in about an hour, half hour.
Yeah, or South Park doesn't have a multiplayer. Like, I always appreciate games that really try to work on the single player experience, and I mean, I like that you can summon people in Dark Souls, but when you tailor it to co-op, it just kind
I think what From Software realized is that they had such a community around Demon Souls and really Dark Souls that they were trying to do something to bring that community out into the game itself instead of around the game.
I mean, I get that. I just want to play by myself.
You want to play with yourself?
Or I don't know. A lot of times I feel like I'm alone in the multiplayer generation where I don't have any interest in multiplayer at all.
I don't disagree. I mean, like, I'm not a huge multiplayer person. I love playing multiplayer games. Like,
I mean,
Titanfall's been awesome.
Oh, how is Titanfall? We haven't talked about Titanfall.
Dude, Titanfall just makes you feel like 100% badass all the time. It's just so rad. Just like popping fools and then jumping in your Titan and just wreaking havoc, dude. It is
that video you did on Twitch never posted to YouTube.
Yeah, I probably screwed it up somehow, but it's super fun. It's so fun to just get in those Titans and just waste people. And I wish more than anything that like Respawn could partner with whoever the development studio for Pacific Rim was to make Kaiju versus
Jaegers. Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be so...
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Cool. That'd be cool. That'd be very, very cool.
Like you play as like little grunt Kaiju, and then every once in a while you get to call in, and you get to play as the giant Kaiju. How awesome would that be?
Or based on the amount of people that you kill, you level up your own Kaiju-ness?
Something. I mean, I just think that is such a cool property that lends itself extremely well to, like, the Titanfall gameplay experience.
I would absolutely agree with that.
I need to come to your house and play your Xbox.
Way to invite yourself over.
You invited me over the other day, but
I don't care what I did the other day. We're not friends anymore.
Okay, anyway, that noise is annoying.
Yes, it is.
Wow, Drew stopped himself.
I know.
do that most of the time. Thank you very much.
I foresaw
Didn't stop you that
noise
time.
going on a lot longer.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that you guys are such jerks to me. The guy who...
like you
When are you
are.
going to stop this one?
Never. This is how I really talk. The three of you know that because you see me in real life.
Doesn't sound too much different.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't sound too much different because this is my actual
This
speaking
is the worst
voice.
day of my
This
life.
is the worst.
It's kind of an improvement.
That's kind of true, actually.
Well, then maybe I'll just keep it up more often. I don't know. I just...
All right, listeners of the show, you guys decide Drew's natural voice or his new fake voice. Which one's worse?
And both isn't an option. You have to pick
Write
one.
into us at obscure podcast@gmail.com.
Doesn't even know the
Obscure show.
email address. I can't believe it. We've been doing this show for
You
a
sound
long time.
like someone who's a really bad Bill
No,
Cosby
you sound like Bill
impersonator.
Cosby had a stroke.
I was gonna say he sounds like a bad Bill Cosby impersonator had a stroke.
No, y'all have heard my crappy Bill Cosby impression. I'll do it again.
No.
Since you seem to want to hear it.
Go for it, Drew. Give us the where people can contact us as apparently brain dead Bill Cosby.
You can find us at the moregenerd.com.
Oh, this is the worst of all
I
time.
immediately regret my decision. Take it back.
Apparently, you can rent me as well.
Hashtag rent Miles on Twitter.
Yes, hashtag rent Miles. If you would like to rent Miles for your particular podcast or show, we are renting him.
Once
Fees
again,
are negotiable.
renting is really like loaning or just giving.
Is renting a human being for the sake of another podcast for in exchange of money? Is that podstitution?
It is.
Great name for a podcast.
Although, real talk, if you are a fellow podcaster and you want one of us to be on your show, we would be happy to do so.
Says Miles, the guy we're renting out.
Hashtag rent Miles.
Hashtag rent Miles. And you can do that hashtag at twitter.com/obscure show or at obscure show.
I was gonna say, do people frequently put in like people's URLs instead of just tweeting at them?
http://www.twitter.com. Okay, that's enough of that.
Deuces and gooses, everybody.
Peace and these geese.
Goodbye.
See you in about a half hour for Batman.